Hey guys, this is Mrs. Van Newland, and we are going to be going through lesson 2.4 on discounts. So please make sure you have your calculator ready and this sheet. Just to save us a little time, we're going to skip example 2 for the warm-up and just do number 1. So it says 5 is 1% of what number? So 5 is part of some number. Okay, if I'm going to set this up, 5 is the little part. That's going to go on the top. I don't know the whole number, but 5 is the part. It's 1% of some number. Okay, so I'm going to solve it like that. Go ahead and cross multiply and divide. If you like to solve it using the equation, I'm going to do 1%. That's 0.01 times the whole, which I don't know, gives me the part. Okay, to solve it that way, I'm going to just divide by 0.01 on both sides to get my answer. Okay, so either way you solve it, go ahead and try that. Right, when I type that in, I end up with 500. So that is my whole number. Now, you could check to see if you're right by thinking of it as like this. What if I had 5 out of 500? Think of it like a test score. Let's see what percent that is. So if I do 5 divided by 500, I get 0.01. If I times that by 100 or move my decimal over twice, I get 1%. So I know I did that correctly. So in today's lesson, we are going to be learning about discounts, okay? Or another word for that is markdowns. So by the end of today, hopefully you can find a discount amount if I give you the percent, and you can find the sale price after a discount. All right, so first thing, we're going to be talking about discounts. So let's fill this in first. So a discount or markdown, that's just another word for it because you're dropping the price, is the amount by which the regular price of an item is reduced. The sale price is the original price minus the discount. Okay, so let's talk about that. So if you go shopping at the store and you're buying a shirt, and I say, hey, maybe full price is $20 on that shirt, but there's a coupon and I get 10% off. So that's a discount. So I get 10% off. So I'm going to try to figure out, well, like how much money do I get to take off? That's called my discount. And then I want to know, well, what am I going to pay for that shirt? That's called the sale price. That's what I pay for the shirt. So a discount is an amount of money you take off. So we're going to solve these just like we've done some other ones, just like tips and sales tax, but instead of adding, we're going to be subtracting because it's a sale. So over up here on top here, let's go ahead and write discount percent over 100. So our percent's always over 100. On the bottom is always the original price. And then on the top, it's going to be the amount of discount. So like if I get $5 off, it'd be $5 there. If I get $2 off, it'd be $2 there. So I'm just going to put the amount of discount. All right, so once you have that filled in, you can continue the video and let's go ahead and actually try some. All right, so example 1, let's read through the problem and underline anything that's important. Summer Sports is having a sale. A volleyball has an original price of $59. Please underline that. That's important. Original price of $59. It is on sale for 65% off of the original price. What is the money value of the discount and what is the final price of the volleyball? So I want to know how much are you going to save and then what are you going to pay? So if I'm setting these problems up, I am going to start with the proportion. So I get 65% off. So my percent goes over 100. Remember, this is the percent I am taking off of my price. Original price is $59. That goes on the bottom. That's 100% of the price. That's why it's lined up across from each other. I want to know what's the amount I'm going to take off. If this is the percent off, this is the amount I get to take off, and I'm going to call that X. Okay, so go ahead, cross multiply and divide and get that answer. If you like to do it the other way, I'm going to do 65%, which is 0.65, times my original price. That's going to give me my part, or my discount. Okay, so I'm going to solve this real quick. It looks like I end up with $38.35. So that's my discount. That's the amount of money I get to take off. That's not what I'm going to pay. Okay, that's what I get to save. And it's 65% off. So that means it's like over half off, which is nice. To figure out my sale price, I'm going to take my original, 59, and I'm going to subtract the 38.35. That'll give me what I'm going to pay. If I do that, I end up with $20.65. That's the sale price. That's what I'm going to pay for that volleyball. All right, let's read through example 2. It's Memorial Day and mattress 123 is having a huge sale. Every mattress is 31% off. I'd underline that. It says if a mattress was originally $1,200, how much are you going to pay during the sale? Okay, so I'd like you to pause the video and try this one on your own. When you're ready to check it, go ahead and push play. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start setting this one up. There's a sale and it's 31% off. So my percent goes over 100. Remember, this is the percent that I get to take off. Sometimes I like to write those words to help me. Okay, it originally cost $1,200. That needs to come on the bottom across from the 100% because that's 100% of the price. See how those are lined up? Okay, on the top is going to be my discount or the money I get to take off. So remember, it always kind of lines up. This is the percent off. This is the money I take off. And I don't know how much I get to take off. So I'm going to solve that. If you did it the other way, I'm going to do 0.31, 31% times my original price. That's going to give me my discount. Okay, so go ahead and solve that if you didn't. Okay, when I solve that, I end up with $372. That's my discount amount. That's the amount of money I get to take off. So let's go write that on the side, $372. I want to know what's the sale price. What am I going to pay for that mattress? So to find that sale price, I'm going to say it's originally $1,200. I'm going to take away that $372. That's going to give me what I'm going to pay. So I type that in. I end up with the sale price is $828. All right, let's check out the next example. It says, during a clearance sale at an electronics store, certain tablets were marked down 20%. Okay, so we get to take 20% off. On a special day, an additional 30% was taken off already reduced prices. So they're going to reduce the price by 20%, and then I get to take another 30% off. So if it says if it was originally priced at $375, what's the final price that I'm going to pay? Okay, so if I'm thinking about this, first I get to take my 20% off. Okay, then after that, I get my new price. Then I get to take an extra 30% off that new price. So I've got to kind of do a double step problem. So let's start by doing the 20% off. Okay, so I get 20% off. I'm going to put that over 100. My original price was $375. Let's figure out what I'm going to take off of that original price. You can also do 0.20 times $375 if you like that way better. Okay, when I solve that, I end up with $75. Now that's not my sale price. That's what I get to take off. So I'm going to do $375, take away that $75. That's my discount. So if I do that, I end up with $300. Okay, so that's after my first discount. $300, that's 20% off. Now I get to take 30% off this new price. So I have like a second coupon basically. So now let's go ahead and do 30% off of that price. Okay, so if I do that, I'm going to do 30% over 100. My original price is $300. Let's figure out what our discount is. Again, that's the amount I'm going to take off. You can also do 0.30 times 300. Okay, if I solve that, I get 90. Now, again, that's just what I get to take off. So if my price is $300, after my first coupon, I get to take off $90. I end up with $210 is what my final price is going to be. And please mark that down and circle it. So that's what I'm going to pay. So here's a question for you to think about. Would have it just worked? Could have I just done 50% off the original price? Why would that work or why would it not work? Do I have to do it 2 steps at a time? Do I have to do the 20%, then the 30%? So think about that right now and jot down your answer. Okay, well, if you're going to think about 50%, that's like half. So if I was doing $375 and I took half off, let's just split that in half. 50% is half. So $375 divided by 2. That would be $187.50 I get to take off. So if I did $375 minus $187.50, That gets me to $187.50, which makes sense. Okay, is that the same thing as I got? It is not. Okay, so this was two different coupons and I had to use them separately. So it is not the same. Good. All right, let's check out our next one. So we have Sally has a 25% discount coupon for some equipment that she's buying. She buys hockey equipment for a final price, ooh, very important, final price of $172.50. I want to know what was the original price. I would underline or highlight that as well. Okay, so let's think about this already. I do not know the original price. So you guys know the original price goes on the bottom here, across from the 100%. I do not know that. I do know that the final price is $172.50. Okay, now final price, let's think about this. That includes the coupon. Okay, so this is the final price. So this is the full price minus the discount. Okay, so across from that, this is a little bit tricky. Across from that, I need full price percent, full percent, minus the discount percent. Notice how it kind of lines up. Whatever I have over here has to match up over here. So if I was paying full price, that's 100%, right? But I get 25% off. So what percent am I really paying? So 100% take away 25%, I'm paying 75% of full price. That's the percent I'm going to use over here. Again, that has to match up. This is the percent I'm paying. This is the price I'm paying. Okay, so now I can go ahead and solve that. Okay, if I'm doing it the other way, I'm going to do 0.75 times the whole equals the part. And then I would work that out. So go ahead and solve that. I end up with $230. That is my original price. Okay, now if you wanted to double check that you were right, you could double check. You could be like, okay, if that was the original price and I had 25% off, you could find 25% of 230. I'll just do it this way because it's a little quicker. So 0.25 times 230, I get 57.50. And now if I do 230 minus 57.50, I end up with 172.50, which is what my sale price was. So that was just a way I could double check it. All right, let's check out our new one. It says, Grace recently bought a new pair of shoes. The sale, when she bought her shoes, was $30 off any pair. So that was her discount. That's what she got off. I'm even going to write that right about there. That's her discount. That's not what she pays. That's what she got off. It says, knowing that $30 was equal to a 40% discount. So that was the same as a 40% discount. Grace wants to figure out what was the original price of her shoes. What would have she paid if the sale wasn't applied? So what did they originally cost if there was no sale? All right, so that should be a kind of a key thing here. Original price, we don't know. That goes on the bottom across from the 100%. Okay, she gets $30 off. That's not what she's paying, that's just the discount. Okay, that's what she takes off. So across from that just needs to be, it has to match up the discount percent. So what was the discount percent? Well, she got a 40% discount. I'm going to put that across from that. Okay, so now you can go ahead and cross multiply. And I end up with, if you solve that, you get $75. So that means my original price was $75 for those shoes. All right, we have one more problem that kind of puts everything together in example 6. So I'm going to want you to pause the video and go ahead and try this one out or get as far as you can. And then once you try it for a few minutes, push play and I will go through it with you. So the Wares went to buy a new computer. Store A has a regular price of $1,300 and is offering a discount of 20%. Okay, Store B has a regular price of $1,089 with no discount. Okay, we want to buy the computer that's less expensive, obviously. It says if there's a 7.25% sales tax in their state, which store should they buy their computer at, and how much money will they save if they buy at one store instead of the other? Okay, so we got kind of a lot of parts of questions. So first, if we think about it, the sales tax. Does that really matter when I'm figuring out the price, which one I'm going to buy it from? They're paying sales tax the same no matter what, so that's going to not really matter. So we really just want to figure out what it costs first. And then we can add the sales tax. So we can say no because it's the same. If it was different, it wouldn't matter. No, because it's the same. All right, so let's do store A to start with. Okay, so store A, the computer costs $1,300. So that's the original price. That's 100% full price. Discount of 20%. I get to take 20% off. Let's see how much I get to take off. Okay, if you do it the other way, you can do 0.20. Right, that's the percent times the whole, 1,300. All right, so I'm going to do that quick. I end up with $260. So I get to take $260 off. So if the original price was $1,300, take away $260. Let's see what I would pay at store A. That ends up being $10.40. Okay, store B, if I think about store B, I'll just kind of split this, store B. That one doesn't have a discount. It's just $1,089. Okay, so if you look at those two prices, which one's obviously cheaper? $10,040 or $10,089? Well, that's definitely $10,040. So I'm going to buy it at store A. Okay, so I'm already going to write that over here. Store A. It's cheaper, but now I want to know how much I'll save. Okay, so I'm not going to pay that price. I also have to pay my sales tax, which is an extra 7.25%. So let's go ahead and figure out what the sales tax at each store will be. Let's start with store B. All right, original price is $10.89. I have to pay 7.25% sales tax. That goes over 100, and then I have X. Now, just as a quick reminder, I know your teachers have showed this to you. If you just want to find the final price, I'm going to come down here in this purple box. You could also say, hey, $10.89 is my original. That's 100%. I want to find full price plus that extra sales tax. So that's 100% plus 7.25. You could use 107.25, and that would just give you the final price, save you a step. Now, if that didn't make sense for you, don't use it. Just use the original way. So I'm going to go back and do the original way. Cross multiplying, divided. I end up with my sales tax is $78.95 if I round correctly. It was $952, so I don't have to round that up. Okay, so I'm going to have to pay $10.89 plus, so I'm going to add those two numbers. So plus $10.89. So at store B, my final price is $1,167.95. Okay, if you need more space, just make sure you go down to the bottom of your page because I know we're running out of space a little bit. Let's go to store A. I'm going to use green over here. Okay, my sale price is $20.40 or $10.40, sorry. That's 100%. Sales tax is 7.25. Okay, and then I want to figure out how much tax am I going to pay. So I'm going to do that. You guys know how to solve this from here. Okay, looks like I'm paying $75.40 in sales tax. I need to add that to the $1,040. Okay, so I'm going to add that. I end up with $1,115.40. Okay, so my two prices, I'm just going to circle them for you to see, are that and that. Okay, now to figure out how much more I'm going to save, let's subtract them. Okay, so I'm going to do 1,167.95 minus $1,115.40. Okay, so I'm going to subtract those. Oops, minus. And I end up with, I'm going to save $52.55 by buying at store A. So that's a good amount of savings, so I would definitely want to purchase that at store A. All right, so after today's lesson, hopefully you can find discounts, you can find original prices, and you can solve problems involving sales. Now you're going to practice this a little bit, and then if you have questions, just let us know.